Hello everyone, Man of Tomorrow here with another video, and I'll be discussing Twilight. And you could say this is a bit of a rant, but more of a logical video here, because I'll be addressing the fans of Twilight. I had a conversation with Zam 10,000 EE on Skype a few days ago. And we talked about other topics, but one of them was Twilight, and it was an eye-opening conversation that really brought my attention to the lack of logic the series has. He asked me directly, as he asked all people who are fans of Twilight, what tells you that Bella and Edward belong together? I mean, what specifically says that they should be together? And I thought about it and honestly said there isn't any. There's nothing that really tells you that they work as a couple. I mean, it's pretty straightforward that it's a physical attraction, and if they're going to be in a relationship strictly based on looks, then the relationship is going to fall apart, whether it be by yourself, the other person, or both. Sooner or later, the relationship will separate. It won't last. What makes relationships work are several key things. You've got personality, common interests. You share things that you both enjoy doing. And of course, a physical attraction is another part, but just going by physical looks alone shouldn't base a relationship at all. And I brought up in my conversation with Zam, which I thought it was a good point, a good perspective in looking at this, to further elaborate with what he was saying. And I'll address this to the fans of Twilight, is picture Edward as a human being. Just act as if the whole vampire thing doesn't exist, in the franchise. The whole supernatural element is gone, and that he doesn't have the fancy cars, the money, that he's just a regular 17-year-old. What tells you that he and Bella should be together? Something specific. In my point of view, they don't work as a couple. We don't get to know them as characters. We don't get to know their personality. There isn't any common interest that they share. In fact, there's one part in the first book which tells us that the Cullens like baseball, but Bella either doesn't like sports or she's so clumsy that she would suck at sports. Basically, she avoids sports if she can. That there tells you the relationship would not work. They don't have any common interest in that. He likes sports, she doesn't. And then there's the lack of elaboration of the subject of love. What causes Bella to fall for Edward? We're never told in the book at all. We're just told straight out, I just know that I love Edward Cullen. That's what Bella Swan says, that she knows she loves him. But there's no elaboration on what led to that love in the book. Hence, physical attraction. And going into the whole romance angle, it's a rather weak characterization though I don't think you could really call it a characterization since we don't really get to know any of the characters in the series, which is, it's pretty much, you know, split into two categories here with the romance angle, which is you've got the best friend who happens to be the Mr. Universe. He's buff, you know, he's in great physical shape. And then you've got Edward, who has money, cars. He's basically set for life, for his, well, entire life, unending life, since he doesn't die. Those two, you could say, stereotype characters. You know, the really buff character that is the stereotype of most romance novels, and then you got the other, which is, well, I'm not saying this about all women, but women, from my point of view, not all, because I'm not judging anyone here, that they want to feel secure, you know. And the fact that, you know, Edward has a lot of money and cars, that tells you that he's not struggling financially. He's financially set. So that's pretty much using women right there, which is, don't worry about, you know, getting to know a person and their character traits, their personality, any of that. You know, focus on either being, you know, financially set, or with someone that is very physically attractive toward the female point of view. And while I'm on that, Zam pointed out in the phone conversation that he heard, you know, I assume he saw it in theaters. Then again, wait, since he described it, basically he saw it in theaters, that when Jacob took off his shirt in New Moon, women were going nuts. You know, they were going, oh, ah, you know, that kind. For me, it was similar when I saw it in theaters. Though the only thing I remember on that is women being excited over that, and there were even a few females in the audience that were saying, "There's no way he could be 17, you know, with a body like that." You know, like they were ecstatic, you know. And I'm looking around going, yeah, so he took his shirt off. Big deal. And, you know, that was what I was thinking the entire time, is like, why are these women going nuts? Because, you know, well, obviously I'm straight, so of course I wouldn't get it. But, you know, you get what I'm getting at here, is that the sole purpose of taking that shirt off was for the female audience. Basically, a sexual moment for women. I mean, that's basically what I'm getting here, is that the Twilight franchise doesn't even touch on the whole perspective of real relationships. It's just drawing women into a false reality. And if they sincerely want to go with that, you know, that point of view of going for someone strictly based on looks and nothing else, then I have nothing but sympathy, because they're going to be let down time and time again. And on the subject of Stephenie Meyers, who in the past I didn't really have an opinion of. I was neutral. I didn't really give it any thought of the author. She's pretty much a weak writer. I don't know if she wrote any books before Twilight, or if that was her first, but it was rather weak. And the fact that she charges money, according to Ash, if you want an autograph from her, you gotta pay money. That's pretty low, in my opinion, because without the fans, she wouldn't be the sensation that she is. You know, she's making money off the films, the books, anything with the stamp of Twilight, she's getting royalties for. So why charge money for an autograph? It makes no sense at all. So that's pretty much it for this video here. You know, again, I ask the fans to elaborate, you know, tell me why Edward and Bella should be together. And please, none of that soulmate thing. I mean, try to attempt and give a common sense, logical answer why, a descriptive reason why. And that's pretty much it with this video. You know, I doubt I'll even see part 2 because in theaters, or even see it online, because I've already read the 4th book, so I know how it ends. You know, anyone who's read the books know that. But you know, that's it for this video. I hope to hear other people's response toward this, and if it's going to be a Twilight fan to respond, please do not bash me. You know, I'm using common sense here. I'm using logic. I am trying to not insult anyone's intelligence for liking Twilight. Just that, you know, I'm being sincere here, so please be sincere back in your responses if you choose to. And that's it for this. You know, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Later.